Okay, good morning. Cliff here, Cliff Harvey RC Planes. Now, I know I should be finishing the chipmunk today, but on the Facebook page World War One Planes and Earlier, they've just printed some lovely old cardboard pictures of planes to just make up as models, but I thought it'd be rather fun to try and make one fly, so I printed out these pictures and I'm going to cut them up, stick them onto 1mm foam board, Depron actually, but same stuff. Well, I got it from Micro Aces. They sell these foam boards, so brilliant. I've already had those in stock, so it seems fortuitous that I should break off from the chipmunk for a minute and put together one of these little flying models. Want to make it fly, and of course it's not going to have any stability, so it's going to be around the pole, so it's all come together. So just let me angle you down. You can just see I've just started to cut. Basically I'm just going to stick everything onto Depron and sort of assemble it into a 3D model. As usual with this stuff, I might get a little bit carried away. Okay, so there it is, all glued up. Half an hour or so to dry, and we'll start cutting out the pieces and assembling the model. Sheet has dried. It's quite warm here, it's only about an hour. So that's my components ready to cut out. So that's what I'm going to start doing. Okay, one fuselage side. That's sort of planned for the undercarriage. Obviously can't have it just hanging down like that, so I'm going to splay it out from this brace here so they stick out a little bit. And then put some sort of axle there, just gives me a crease line, and then that one bends down, so it'll be kind of like that. Alright guys, I've glued in the first former. I'm just weighting it down, and then I'm going to turn it and glue in the second former, and then I can look at bringing the nose in and gluing it at the tail end, because I haven't glued it yet. Perhaps I should have done. No, never mind. Okay, so there we are. Right, I've got the servo installed. The light fly on the inside, a couple of screws on the outside. I can now think about fitting on the top deck, the front part of which, it goes about there, the front part of which needs to be detachable, because I need access for the battery and receiver if necessary. So what I'm thinking is, if I cut this just behind where the pilot sits, there's a former, so I can make the front part of the hatch detachable. So I think if I cut it directly behind, just looking through the side here, if I cut it directly behind, just kissing into this black slightly, it'll be about right. Right, cut slots for the dihedral brace, which I'm going to pop in just there. Going to go, got to cut slots in the wings yet to accommodate the dihedral brace. So what I've done now, I've glued on the fin and tail. The fin has got a nice bend to it, which I've utilised because I haven't straightened it, because I'm going to use that as it needs a bit of right rudder as it goes around the circle. So that's perfect. And I've hinged the elevator. Don't know how effective it'll be. It's all an experiment. So I put this on the bottom. Just I don't know. It's just part of the printout. I don't know where it should have gone, but it sort of kind of goes in there. So I've stuck 2 little bits of plastic either side, little folded around. The idea is I'm going to try and drill a hole through there and mount the axle, because I want the axle to be moving. Then I can glue the wheels on to the axle. It goes across and through. Now the reinforced plastic actually works really well. I like to get these wheels gluing on before I go for my little walk. And probably the best glue for that's going to be epoxy, I'm guessing. Somebody actually sat down and drew this up over 100 years ago, thinking it was the bee's knees. Certainly looks the bee's knees. While that's drying, I'm going to go for a little walk down to the shops through the woods, so I'll stick some pictures up for you to look at. Pardon me, when I come back. See you soon. Just dremeling the motor mount for the 1906 Flyer. I'm just going to epoxy the motor in place. Just making up a simple little, dummy looking motor, a scrap piece of plastic stuff. Just going to glue it on the top of the case, motor casing, and not that far forward, about there. So just popped a little bit of cable in the back of the engine. That makes it look like a sort of some sort of cooling pipe. I've given the motor a little lick of paint. So brown prop, little brassy tip bits, little bits picked out. Looks there, biz, I think. Yeah. Good. Rightio. Okay guys, final part of the build now. It's just popping on the wings and popping them on. Just pop on the rigging and the wings. Start with the port wing. I don't think I'm going to be able to get both wings on in one go here. I'll just bend you up slightly. Better view. Okay, right, that's 15-minute epoxy, so it's just going to have to sit there and cure. Then I should be able to move it about. Back in a minute, guys. Well, 15 minutes to be precise, and we'll get the other wing on. Then I'll get the rigging on. Oh, while I'm away, I'm going to have a go at making some sort of joystick, I think. Yeah. There you go. It's only simple. Bit of wood. Gives me a nice handle to lift the hatch as well. So there he is. He's actually holding on to something. This is fun. Welcome back, guys. It's been 15 minutes and the epoxy is dried. So let's turn her over and do the other side. Of course, doing the first wing's easy. Getting the other one the same angle is another story. But we'll have a go. Fun building out this Depron. It's I happen to have some sheets in that I just bought from John at Micro Aces, and I've only used up half of one sheet. I think I've got 10 sheets, so this model's probably cost me about, well, obviously without electronics, which I already had, but £5 something like that. On there. On the First World War and earlier Facebook page, Paul Chapman, who posted the original picture up, he's just commented that the propeller, I know you're watching this, Paul, the propeller looked a little bit too good for cardboard, and I admitted it was plastic, but that's all I've admitted. I haven't admitted that it's a flying model. Well, that's the plan anyway, so I hope you're not well, you'll be surprised, Paul, I'm sure. I'll be surprised too if it flies. What do you mean if it flies, Cliff? Come on now. Okay, I've proceeded a little bit. I've just popped the rigging on. You can make that out. Top and bottom. Gives it a bit more of a vintage look. So all that's left now is to make up a push rod from the servo to the elevator. Found a push rod from an old model. I'm going to have to connect the battery up there because I've just moved the servo, and I'll need to know that for the correct centering. Now all I've got to do is to cut that to the length you see there. Cut that to the length of the piece of wire on the adjuster, and then I can just slip a piece of heat shrink over it and bring the two together. Put the little man on, see if that'll keep it in. Peg at the back, battery on. Okay guys, there we are. Let's check out the elevator. Okay, show you the operation there. Let's try the engine, because it's not a motor in this, it's a 4-cylinder engine. Here we go. It wants to go. Now my only slight concern was a little bit of a guess, is it feels a little bit nose heavy if I balance it on the main spar. So I might end up putting some tail lead on, which would be a shame. I'm afraid it's going to, because the undercarriage is so far back, couldn't do anything about that. That's for design. Hopefully it'll get airborne before it comes to that. If you see this one flying, you'll know that you're on my YouTube channel. Hit the little like button below and the little subscribe button if it's visible, Spitfire button there, and subscribe, and you'll see lots more of this sort of thing, fun stuff going on. Then I'm going to take it outside, fix up the line, and see if it will get off the ground. Pardon me, get off the ground. So thanks for watching this little build. I do enjoy this sort of thing, so if you want to subscribe to my channel, then feel free, that would be great, and I'll see you on the next build, whatever that is.